Joe here for GoonerTube, and I'm with Kaya, and we're talking about the Man United 0, Arsenal 1 match at Old Trafford, which was a great result for the Arsenal. We've broken that duck for the last however many years, however many games away at those big six teams, or the supposed big six teams. Kaya, how are you feeling about that? And any players that stood out for you?
Yeah, I mean, look, other than the obvious, Partey, Elneny, Gabriel, thought Bellerin was excellent again. I think most of them really stood up to that test. Really, I can't really say anything too negative about anybody. But for me, obviously, Elneny. I mean, I've been banging the drum about Elneny for weeks now, and nobody else really has. So I'm going to take credit for that one.
Well, yeah, I will join you on that Elneny banging a drum thing, because in previous nights
you jumped on a little bit.
I did say that I do
jumped on a little bit.
I do like Elneny, and I always thought he had potential. I'm not going to do and try and steal your thunder or anything like that. But I have mentioned to some of the other lads on our reviews is that you have been banging on about Elneny, and it looks like Arteta's put his trust in him.
For me, I honestly don't. It's a bit of a shock to see how good he's become. I don't know, maybe he always was good and he's just playing in the wrong system the whole time. Maybe under the previous managers, they weren't using him correctly, but he's not just, for me, it's not just backwards, sideways, backwards. It's a lot more than that with him. He preempts situations, like he'll smell danger where other players don't. I spent in the second half 5 minutes. I thought, let me just watch him for 5 minutes. And he was getting himself into areas before the ball was anywhere even near that particular area. He's so clever at what he does, and he never wasted the ball. And all this kind of backwards, sideways things is true to a certain extent, but he does offer a bit going forward as well. Sometimes, he does his job really, really well. But as I said in the last preview or review we've done, he just gives Partey the license now to go forward. Partey was on another level, for me. He really grew into the game as the game got older. He was attacking, he was defending, he was just popping out from nowhere, nicking the ball off people. Again, I just can't believe that we managed to get him for 45 million. You're looking at it and you're looking at some of the big clubs, Tottenham with Aaron Dombele and all that bollocks. And you look at some of the other clubs, Man United. I mean, he could have fit into any of those clubs. Well, Liverpool could have done with him, to be honest with you. But it's like, you look at him. You look at him and you think, we paid 45 million, right? We didn't fish him out of the second division of the Austrian league or Belgian league. He played for Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. He was on TV every week.
Yep.
Now he's been a good player for a long time, and the fact that we've got him, man, I'm just chuffed, over the moon to have Partey with us.
You and everybody else at the moment. Adam put it very succinctly. In fact, when I was talking with Adam earlier, he was doing a lot of smiling, which is Adam's quite a serious-looking guy, isn't he? When he talks, and to see him smile was actually quite nice. But and it was a big smile as well. But he put it quite succinctly, and he said that he showed Bruno Fernandes what a world-class midfielder looks like, and I thought that was a really nice way of putting it. 100%.
Yeah. That's true. Can't argue with that statement at all. He was brilliant, mate.
Okay, so if we were, all fairly good across the park, were there any players that didn't stand out for you, or any players that you thought maybe didn't fit up to what you expected last night?
Mate, I see everyone praising Lacazette, and I'm not getting it, mate. I'm not getting it. I mean, really? Yeah, he worked hard. Yeah, he worked hard. He did the simple things okay, but I'm telling you right now, Joe, we are not going to win the league or the Champions League or many trophies with him leading the front line. If you're not going to score goals, you have to look at someone like Firmino, what he does at Liverpool. Not only does he drop deep and get the ball, very intelligent with the way he links up play. He's been doing that role for a while, playing that particular role for a while. He doesn't just race, grab it off the defender and knock it back 6 yards to someone. He's always looking left and right. There's a lot more to that role than Lacazette, I think, can provide us. I just think he's playing at his limit right now, and I'm not buying into this whole thing that he's the answer for us at number 9. I think we have the answer, and he's stuck out on the wing. But yeah, I didn't think he was that great. Lacazette, everyone's raving about. I mean, he worked hard, but
do you think
not for me?
Do you think he's always been that type of player? He's never been quite good enough, or is he just not? He's just got worse.
I just feel like he's plateaued. I think he's probably at a stage of his career where he should really think about moving on. I mean, look, again, it's like if you'd have put Nketiah in there last night, he would have done a similar job. But Nketiah's 21, and he's the under 21 for England, the top goal scorer. He's nicked a few goals here and there. I think he's not really been given a chance, Nketiah. I can't see anything that Lacazette's doing that Nketiah can't. So I would try and blood a young English centre forward in that position, because Lacazette that's the best you're going to get out of him. Maybe in a 4-4-2 where we're a bit more attacking, he's got another centre forward up there with him. He might be able to play that kind of more fox in the box role, but trying to hold the line like that and bringing people into play and doing it when you're trying to cause damage at the same time. That's what Firmino does. He grabs the ball, but he's always looking to create things. Lacazette I just don't think he has that in his locker, to be honest with you. So I'm not convinced, mate.
No, fair enough.
I'm not convinced.
No, that's fair enough. There are other people that would probably disagree with you. I mean, and also it goes to show you what an important role Olivier Giroud actually did at the club when he was there, and how he was able to hold the play up and bring other players in. And
there you go.
He would
Perfect example.
He would have probably fitted that role perfectly last night, actually, and probably would have helped to create more attacks, but. Not sticking away these chances, Kyle. What's we seem to be doing. We seem to do everything right last night except for put the ball in the back of the net. I know we got the penalty, and it was a mistake by Pogba, and Bellerin made the most of it, like you would do as a fullback. Honestly, I remember watching a video of myself playing football. Right, I was watching it on the telly in the front room, and my mum was hoovering, and she accidentally bashed the TV cabinet with her hoover, and I fell over.
Did you really?
On the video?
Yeah, that doesn't actually. That sounds about right, Joe. To be fair, a stiff breeze will blow you over. Mate,
yeah. Well, that's a fullback's want. What are you trying to say? Anyway, I ain't got your calves. What were we talking about?
The chances. You said about the chances, right? So basically, for me, we have the best striker in the league playing for us, and he's not being played up front. He's not even been given a chance to play up front. I know what Arteta's trying to do with him. You look at Liverpool, and he was joint top goal scorer alongside Mane and Salah, who don't essentially play up front, and he's probably trying to give Aubameyang that type of role. But I just think he's so wasted out there.
Yeah.
I reckon he could drop deep as a number 9 and link up play, because he has the ability. He has he can pass a ball as well. Aubameyang, maybe not cross a ball as he's been expected to do now, but yeah, I just feel like we need to give him a chance at number 9 or Nketiah. I just can't see what this whole Lacazette thing's all about. Again, if he just huffed and puffed, it didn't really cause much. It is a bit of a worry because we won the game on a penalty. And if we draw that game, everyone's not so chipper this morning. So it's a little bit of a worry. So I'm hoping Arteta looks at that situation, going into the next game. I don't know if he'll change it before the Villa game, but then we have an international break. And, I just don't know how many more chances Lacazette's going to get to become our main striker. You need to add some goals. If you're not going to add goals, you need to be creating goals. And he's not doing either for me at the minute.
Well, if he does give Nketiah a little bit more of a run, or if he comes in and he scores a few goals, you obviously believe that Lacazette would probably find himself out of the first team in the same way that Xhaka has been left out of the first team in favour of Elneny. No, sorry,
absolutely,
Elneny. Yeah. You know what I mean.
You just got to look at them as players, Nketiah and Lacazette. Nketiah is still learning. He's going to get better. Is Lacazette going to get any better than he is now? And I just don't think he is. I think, usually 29, 30 years of age. I'm not saying you're finished at that age, because clearly not. You look at Aubameyang, but that particular position, I just can't see why they're not giving Nketiah at least a little run in there. I think maybe give him the Europa League game midweek, and then if he gets a couple of goals, and maybe start him against Villa on the weekend. But yeah, I'm not so hyped about Lacazette as some of the others are.
In which case could you see Arteta maybe looking for a number 9 or an old-fashioned centre forward type player in the future? Possibly.
I mean, he hasn't tried two things, as we say, we've discussed. He hasn't tried Aubameyang there for an extended period. He hasn't tried Nketiah there for an extended period. But if the goals don't start coming from those front 3 positions, then he's going to have to. You know, again, you know, would Awar have made a difference creatively up there than what we've already got at the club? Maybe.
Yeah.
You know, maybe, you know, we're all praising Kroenke for spending 45 million, but you know, he kind of owed us that. Do you know what Kroenke's like? He's like your mate who sits in the pub with you and you're buying round after round and he's sitting there drinking, and then eventually he gets up and buys a round and everyone, oh, well done.
Yeah.
No, sorry, mate. You owed us that round. What you should have done was got some Zambucas with it. Should have been Awar. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, I'm not getting all happy that Kroenke's finally dipped into his pocket and bought Partey, but he should have bought someone else alongside with him, and then maybe we could have praised him a little bit, Kroenke. But
well, again, maybe that's something that goes on behind closed doors. And Arteta is hanging around, and he seems happy enough. And so I can only imagine he's been given some assurances for the future as to the players that he can bring and the players that he can let go. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But apart from that, overall, you feel that the performance was good.
Great performance, Joe. Intensity levels were brilliant. They were quicker to the ball. I've got to be honest, Man United were dreadful as well. I mean, Roy Keane just laid into him at the post-match. It was quite funny, actually. You know, Roy Keane, he doesn't pull any punches.
Nope.
And he was quite amusing. They made it quite easy for us, but I like to believe we made them like that. You know, we caused them to second guess every tackle and caused them to think, you know, should we go in there and lunge in and potentially be caught in a break? So I think, you know, we had something to do with it, but they were pretty poor as well. So they made our night a lot easier for us. But we didn't stick the ball in the net, you know, in open play. So again, you know, we can't come away from this thinking we've turned this massive corner, because it's a long way to go for that.
It is. I'm
all doom and gloom now, aren't I?
You've gone the other way. I was expecting all this excitement, and it's right brought me down. I'm going to go and have a lay down, I think. Thanks for joining me.
No. I'm happy, Joe. I'm happy. Deep down I am.
All right, mate. Thanks, mate.